Hello and welcome back to Creepy Cutie Crafty. Welcome back to yet another crafting video with me, Heather. Hi guys. So, as promised, I am returning to this. This is my little Goldwork project that I started last year but had to put aside for various reasons. And I'm going to try and do it in my sort of half an hour-ish type videos. It's a little fiddly. It's a little difficult, but hopefully I will be able to produce something that's semi watchable and appreciable. I'm not entirely sure what it is I'm doing, but I'm just gonna go with it. So, it has been put on the side for months and months, and I am, oopsie-daisy, already losing bits and pieces on here. So I'm going to take that off there. And where's the other one? I'll bring this one through first and then I'll worry about that. And I'll use my, where is it? My little tool over here. Just to bring that into the right space. And then I'll come up again in a second. So yes, this is my Goldwork project. This is the Goldwork project I started last year after my very lovely husband bought me a kit. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's very involved and very tricky, especially if you've got eyesight like mine, which is starting to not want to be eyesight. It's good, but it is a little bit intimidating, and I have to be honest with you, I have been intimidated by my own craft project. I've already lost a piece of the Goldwork. There it is, found it. So I'm going to put these on the side. I'm not going to keep them on the piece because they are teeny tiny, as you can see just there. And I'm going to put them on my stand just over here. So, yeah, so I'm going to reintroduce you guys to what this is. This is my hand and lock Goldwork project. Oopsie daisy, see if I can get it through the right place. Not quite. Can I get it in there? This needle is so teeny tiny and I'm so worried about bending it. But this is a Goldwork kit from Hand and Lock. I've said that 3 times now. And it is a kit designed by Bernadette Banner, another YouTuber here. And last time I posted my video about it, I said that she was an embroiderer and a designer, and someone corrected me. Amanda G5072 corrected me, saying that she's neither an embroiderer or a designer. She's a historical costume vlogger with an interest in hand sewing her garments, which, yeah, you're quite right. She is a historical vlogger, and I've just lost my other piece of Goldwork. Oh, good grief, I'm not doing very well so far, am I? Oh dear. Anyway, but she also has designed Goldwork kits with hand and lock, as I am demonstrating here. But also she is someone who I've seen doing historical types of embroidery, which I find fascinating. And I do like her historical costume videos, but I also like, you know, finding out about the history of the different embroideries that she shares as well. So for me, yeah, she's a designer and a creator of these costumes using historical references. But yeah, definitely she's a historical costume vlogger rather than a designer or an embroiderer. But yeah, there you go. So at least now we know that's for sure. However, I would say definitely go and check out her channel, that's Bernadette Banner. But also be sure to have a look on the Hand and Lock website, where they do all kinds of different historical types of embroidery, as well as fabrics and classes and all these kinds of things. And if I had the money, I would go to either them or to the RSN for my equipment, or for a class or something like that. But I can't afford that. They are quite expensive, and quite rightly they are quite expensive, because the teachers who teach are very, very skilled, and the program is very detailed and very historically accurate, obviously. Now I've just got my board out here. I've already lost one of these pieces of the gold bullion, so I'm going to have to start doing it up here. This is all on my lap. Unfortunately, I've got this stand here, so this is all in like a lap stand. I don't yet have a table stand, and if I put this on the table it would wobble and I'd lose everything, so I don't really want to do that. So yes, I've got my little kit over here. I'll bring it back over again so you can see it. It's from the hand and lock embroidery kit, and in it they've got all these little bits and pieces, like the correct kind of thread to use. We've got some of the bullion here that you can see in these lovely little wax bags, and underneath somewhere, if I can find it, there we go, is a little piece of beeswax for the thread, and some little needles and a piece of felt there. I'm currently working on just the one needle, and I'm hoping that that one needle will last me for the whole of this project, but I get the feeling it won't, because it is super thin. You can see how it's already starting to bend just there, mostly because of my monster hands trying to get it in place. But I need some more of this stuff, which is the gold smooth. So I'm going to get my little scissors. Hold on, let me see if I can get the end coming out there. Trying to use my fingers as little as possible, and I'm currently working on these wheat emblems here. Now get my scissors, and I'm going to just bring this forward just a touch so you can see what's going there. If I did it like that, it's probably going to fly off, so put my finger over and hope that I catch it before it falls off. Try and keep this as flat as possible. Now this has got a velvet cushion on the top, like a velvet cover. I'm only going to do like 2 or 3 pieces at a time because I don't want to lose anything, and this hopefully will stop the pieces of bright check and smooth and things from rolling off. So there's different kinds of the bullion. I've got bright check and gold rough, and I've got gold smooth, and I've got all kinds of things. So this is the biggest issue here, is me trying to find the hole on the end to put it through. I've gone, before I did all this, before I set up, I washed my fingers and hoped that I didn't get any grease on the bullion, because it would then lose its shine. I'm very much not good at this. Like I say, it's a heck of a skill to have, and my respect for the creators of these things is getting bigger and bigger and bigger the further I get into this project. And I've got myself a little tool here called a meller, so I can try and prevent it from knotting itself around itself. If that makes any sense, please let me know down in the comments. But it is a slow process, and I am going to do most of this off screen because I want to, but I also want to make sure that you guys see enough of what I'm doing to know what I'm doing. Like I said before, I did this in a shorter form video, so one of the ones that's more heavily edited, but if I wait for the time to do that plus the editing, I would lose all the time I should be using to actually make the thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and plow on with making it whilst talking to you guys at the same time. The kit came with this sheet here that has the basic outline in different kinds of gold threads. So you've got the sort of shiny gold, and you've got the buff gold, and you've got some lines there that you can fill in as well. And essentially you've got enough of the bullion to put it through, enough of the bullion to cover the whole thing, but you've also got a little bit of room for your own creations. Now, I didn't use my miller that time and it's got twisted, so that is proof positive that you need to use a tool to get things in the right place. And I'm very loath to pull on this because it will pull the thread, the bullion apart, because the way that this stuff is created is it's a there we go. Let's see if I can get that a bit better this time. Did I go back into the same hole? I think I might have done, actually. That's why it's doing that. So I'm going to have to poke that down into place in the next one. I hope you guys can see this. It is teeny tiny. It's trying to get this visible at the same time as making it photographable is nigh on impossible. But yes, there we go. Let's try and pull that a little bit tighter. There we go. And get my next piece. I think I've got space for maybe 2 more pieces of this stuff on there. And I hope this isn't going to be too boring and too impossible to see. If it is, I'm probably going to do more of this off screen than on screen, but I hope you guys can appreciate what I'm doing at the same time. And I definitely need to change my glasses for this. I've got on my varifocals, which is my normal glasses for seeing things with, so I can drive with them and read with them and things like that. However, I do have a pair of reading glasses, oops a daisy, that are for, well, reading obviously, and for close work like this. And as my eyes get older, I realise how much I need them more and more as time goes by. So yes, but that's by the by. I'm not using my miller again this time, hoping that's going to lie flat. Yep, that's okay. It's still not perfect, but it'll do. I'm sure that there are people out there with much better eyesight than me who can make this look absolutely gorgeous, but I'm just enjoying the process. And yeah, like I say, there's lots of bits of extra gold check and bright check and all these other bits and pieces, and they are so that you can embellish this design with your own preferences. Oops, is that too small? I think that should be just about the right size. Is that too small? What do we think? That thing right there. It's so teeny tiny, isn't it? But yeah, my estimation of historical gold workers is through the roof. I mean, I had one of my friends watch my video last time, and it's somebody who has, you know, a decent interest in history and interest in all these bits and pieces, and he was like, my gosh, I didn't realise how much trouble doing this kind of teeny tiny work would be. And yeah, again, major respect to the people who do this regularly and who do this so well. Oops, daisy, I managed to get my thread caught up. Let's see if I can pull that through. There we go. And then we're going to go on to the next one over here, I think. Let's see if I can get my needle in the right place. It's a bit too far out there, a bit too far out there, a bit too far out there. There we go. But yeah, I mean, this needle is going to break on me very soon, I can tell, but I'm going to try and keep going with it because I don't want to waste me teeny tiny needles. I've got some spares over here, but don't really want to waste them. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you had a go at doing this kind of gold work or whatever. it's fascinating, but it is very, very hard work, and I'm going to have to change my glasses because my eyes have gone all squinky. I mean, if you want to know how strong these glasses are, there you go. That's what we're working with here. It's essential, really. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Yep, that's a lot better. Oh. And now I need to work with. I'm going to go back to my little book of instructions over here. I need to work with some gold bright check. Now there's difference between these two. Like I say, with the smooth, it's like a coil of wire going round and round and round like that, and then you put your thread through the centre of the coil, and it is smooth. It's smooth on the edge, like it says. But then you've got we've got bright check, which is this stuff here, and that's kind of the same thing, except it's kind of hammered on one side. It's sort of triangular in section, but also, as you can see there, it's kind of shaped. It's so teeny tiny. I don't know if you can see that, but it's shaped so that it is easier to catch the light. It's designed to shimmer when you see it. And I'm going to start with a small one, smallish one, and I'm going to try and do only 3 at a time. These are probably a little bit big, so I might have to cut them down, but we'll see how we go. And I'm just going to get my little bit of beeswax here. Sorry for the crinkling. And just, oopsie-daisy, run that down the thread a little bit, just to make it a bit easier to go through. Like I say, this has been resting on my table for several months, and definitely something I've been wanting to get back on with, to catch up with. But like I say, it is somewhat intimidating for somebody like me. I really love doing it, but I don't want to mess it up and get it all wrong, because like I say, these kits aren't cheap, and also I want to do a good job. I want to do the designers and the creators of these kits proud. Yeah, that's just me and my little hang-ups, and that's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to get back on with it. I do love it, but my gosh, is it teeny tiny, is it fiddly? Yeah, even though I say it's super teeny tiny and super fiddly, definitely give it a go if you get the chance. That might be a little bit too big, so what I'm going to do is, oopsie-daisy, get my scissors and cut a little bit off one of the ends. Let's see if that's the right size. Oh, that'll do it. And oopsie-daisy, let's get you in place. I've also, on the sofa next to me, I've got a magnifier, so that if I do get too fiddly-faddly, I can get the magnifier out. However, I'm going to probably use that off screen, because that would just get in the way of the camera, so I don't really want to do that. That's better. And then onto the next one. Ooh, it's taking most of the time, isn't it, me doing this? I mean, it's fascinating going through like all of the other historical type fabric work, like the weaving and so on, but there's all sorts of different levels of skill and all sorts of different levels of interest, I find. So having something that's this fiddly, this complicated, can be a turn off for some folks. And I don't know if I would do another Goldwork kit after doing this, but I might do my own Goldwork project, just creating my own patterns and things, because I do think it's fascinating. I've watched some, oopsie daisy, are you getting caught on something? Yes you are. Some Royal School of Needlework projects, classes and things like that, where they do Goldwork using the provisions they have there, and they have a lot of provision because obviously it's the Royal School of Needlework. But also, if you look up people like Hand and Lock, they have a lot of provision because they work historically to like the royal family and people like that, which is just, it's crazy. I mean, there was talk about well, there wasn't talk about, there was a video on YouTube from, I think it was on YouTube or it was on Instagram, might be one of the two, I don't know, you'd have to check out yourself, where they were talking about making the Goldwork for King Charles' coronation, which is amazing, but also very intimidating. But yeah, it's not one of those things where you can just pick up a needle and go. You have to be, oopsie daisy, prepared for it. You've also got to be prepared for things to fly off like that, which fortunately it landed on the edge down here, so I'm going to put it on there and see if I can pick it up. Now I'm sure that there are expert gold workers out there looking at what I've created on here and going, I don't think so, which, you know, fair enough, that's absolutely permitted, because I am fully admitting that I'm not an expert here. But for my first attempt, I'm just enjoying myself and seeing what I can do. But yes, anyway, so can I get that through there? A little bit closer. There we go. And you can also put a stitch over these to hold them in place, but I don't think I need to. They are teeny tiny. When it comes to longer areas like this and down here, I will use more anchoring threads, but for now I'm not going to worry about it too much. Or I could go back over after I've got them all stitched down in place and see how we go. But there we are. Yep. I'm fully aware that this is probably almost invisible to you guys out there. I'm going to do like maybe half an hour on this, and then go and do some off screen, and then come back and do the other half an hour tomorrow, just so we can mix it up a bit. Right, so let's get you through. Where are you? You're going to go through, oopsie daisy, go through, nope, that's too far over. There we go. So on here it tells you sort of which way it's supposed to go, so that all the lines go in towards the middle to make it more sort of realistic. But yes, so this one is going to be another bright check, so we could get a bit more shine coming in here. I've only been going for half an hour, and I've only done 2 little tiny pieces, but you know, slow and steady rather than rushing it and getting it all wrong, which, you know, it can be tempting, but I'm trying to avoid that temptation. There we go, teeny tiny one for the ends, and the one for the side. There we go. Like I say, I'm only going to do 3 at a time, so that if I do lose them, I'm only losing 2 or 3. I'm not losing the entire lot. And that one's smallest one for the end. Yeah, and yeah, I might have to mix this up with doing something else, because otherwise my eyes are gonna just not want to work for the next 2 days, which is kind of not what I want it to do. There we go. And I missed one on the end. I might need to do another little tiny one on the end over there. So, actually no, I don't think I need to, because this one will push that one slightly further back. Of course, if you're a fan of Bernadette Banner, please don't compare me to her work, because, like I say, I am very much of an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. There are lots of other Goldwork kits and things that I would love to have a go at, but I want to get this one done first. But I'm not sure I would come back to doing this again, because it is very slow, very fiddly, and although I am enjoying it, I'm not entirely sure it's easy for you guys to see. But there we go. We are living and learning, literally, as I talk. Right, where did I put that thing? I put it over there, because that one's got itself all floobled up. Where, what's that got itself caught on? Huh? Oh, I see. What is it doing? I think I've got a bit of a curvy end there that it's got caught on. I don't want to come in with my scissors, but I might have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to come in with my scissors, because what's happened is the thread has got itself caught up on one of the pieces of bright check down there and got itself all tangled up. But that should be okay. Let's have a look. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stitch that one down in place, I think. In fact, I'm gonna do that for both of these that I've done already. There we go. My gosh. So I mean, yeah, there are some projects that go super fast, and there are projects that go super slowly, and this is one of the ones that's going to be going super slowly, I think. There we go. Let's try and get you in space, in the right space. There we go. And then do the same with you. Push you back that way a little bit. There is going to be lots of silence in this video, I'm afraid, guys, but that's because I am very much focusing and trying to make sure I get this all right. But yes. Yeah. It's definitely something I'd recommend having a go at, but be aware that it is incredibly fiddly. So what I think I'm going to do, there we go, let's hold that down first. I'm going to stop it in a couple of minutes whilst I've done this bit. I'm going to do some more off screen, and then come back and finish the rest off. Well, not finish it off, but finish off this part tomorrow, because there's a lot on here to do and I wouldn't want to bore you all. This is going to be sort of more of a vlog rather than a full stitching session, isn't it? But yes. But yeah, I'm still trying to work out what I should do with this once I finish putting it together. I'm thinking I would like to get it framed up, just because, you know, it has been time and effort, and also it is very, very pretty. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish that one there. I'll work on some more of this off screen, and I will be back in a few hours or possibly tomorrow to finish off this video. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Okay, well, welcome back. Yeah, I said I was going to be back to do some more gold work, but I'm actually going to do some more pin weaving. I am still doing the gold work, but I'm going to be doing that sort of behind the scenes. I've got tomorrow off work, so I'm going to be spending all that day trying to get ahead with that project. But I'm going to have another little look at what I'm doing here. Now, I'm still working on my pin woven scarf idea, and I realised the other day that I hadn't actually done some of the things I wanted to do, so I hadn't created any patterns and things on here, so I'm having a go at doing that now. I've got a combination of this thick wool and this thinner wool. This is the end of this reel, so I'm not using the barest minimum of that. And this is the ball of wool that I showed you last week that was completely tangled up. It took me all day today and yesterday with the help of Squinks and my other half to get it looking halfway decent. But yeah, it'll do the trick. That's the main thing. And let's see if we can get this back through here without making a mess. So yeah. Oh wait a minute, no, I can't do that one, can I? So I'm just going to have to go around the outside there and just excuse myself for having a bit of thicker wool at one part. This part here is also loose, so I'm going to have to be careful of putting that too much. Hello, Squingle. Ba-ding. It's not a violin or a guitar or anything like that. It's not a Thank you so much for that. This is what I've got to live with. I'm doing this on the Sunday, so of course Squinks has come over and entertained us. So what I've done is I've got this one here, this colour here. So I'm going to have another one of that going down the centre there. So if you remember ages and ages and ages ago, I did that mark there to show me where the central pin was. And then I've got these here, which are 7 by 7, and there'll be 7 by 7 there as well, which means I can do a 3 by 3 square with a gap in between. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see when I get to it. Hopefully this will work, but we'll see. I am again making this up as I go along, so I'm just going to get this to the area that I need it to be at. So yeah, basically what I'm figuring is that I've got 3 there, and 1 in between, so I can have one that's keeping it nice and tight and in place, and then I'll do the same there. So I'm going to have 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, and turn into like a pattern essentially. But we shall see how that will go. It's either going to work amazingly or it's not going to work at all. We'll see how we go. I'm going to try and be positive about this one, but we'll see. And that goes through there. So we've got 3 coming up to the 4 forwards, and then going over that one there, and then 3 going over there, and that kind of makes sense. It's hopefully going to make more sense once I get to it. Actually, I think, yeah, maybe I should have done it underneath because I've got this one in the middle. I can cope with it though. I'll see what I can do. That goes over there, and then under there, under there, and then over and under here. So normal weaving along the outside edge, and that gives me my first little space. And then I'm going to do the same going here. Now I'm trying to work out whether I should do another over or under. I think I'm going to do over, so we'll see how that turns out. I've not done this before, as you can probably tell, and if it works out, you're going to be as surprised as I am, I think, because I don't know what I'm doing, and making it up is all part of the learning process, isn't it? Yes. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting back into doing 2 videos a week, so trying to get myself into more of an organised routine. But yeah, it's going to mean I'm going to get a lot more done, I hope. And I'm also trying to get more done of my pattern designing, which is something that I've been doing off screen. Well, I've been doing it off the long form videos. It's one of those things where I still don't really know what I'm supposed to do with shorts, but I'm just making patterns because that seems to be something that, well, it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that I can do in the short form videos. What do you think, guys? Do you prefer short form videos, or do you prefer the longer form ones? I have a preference for the longer form ones, but I know that people do like watching shorts as well, because it's like little sort of snippets of information, aren't they? It's personal taste at the end of the day. But then again, you've got things like TikTok and things like that that have a lot more interest in short form videos, but not necessarily as informing or as engaging as some of the longer videos, I don't think. There's an advert in the UK for TikTok at the moment. I don't know if it's the same around anywhere else in the world, but of this young girl doing the GCSE biology exam, or a biology exam, and it starts singing like a rap that's talking about mitosis. I don't think that's quite how it would work in real life. Right, so I've done my 3 there. I'm not sure that's working. I'm thinking I should have just gone over, under. I might go back and do that again in the next one, but I don't know if you can see there. Can you see a difference in the pattern? I don't know if we can, but we will see how we go on. So for this next one, this is just an ordinary row of an ordinary row of stitches, and because I've done this already, it's a bit easier to do it now. But we shall see how this turns out. I mean, it's like I was saying the other day, even though I've finished one of my projects, I'm still continuing with this one because I want to make a little scarf out of these. And if they're a bit looser weave, it's not too much of a loss, because it's going to be a bit more comfortable to wear, I think. But we'll see. Of course, it could also just fall apart all around me, but we shall see. Try to be positive, Heather. Try to be positive. Yeah. I am definitely still very much new to this type of weaving. Well, most types of weaving I'm still fairly new at, but I'm getting there. Maybe I should have done 2 stitches, a gap of 2 between the squares, but I don't know. I'm just seeing how it turns out. Oops, daisy, that came undone on me. That wasn't fair. Stop cheating. Anyway, there we go. That's better. That looks sort of okay. I'm not sure about this bit here, but it is making an interesting pattern anyway. I'm still gonna learn a bit more. So I've got another 1, 2, 3 before I get to the middle one. And I'm just going to come in and do, I think I'm going to do three, then 3, and then 3, because then it offsets it a little bit. So if I get to there we go. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about, because I barely do. But it's fun to play, and I'm definitely going to be returning to my wait a second, did I do that too far? 3. Yep, I did that too far. So let's go back again. We've got 3 there. So that comes up to, yep, so that needs to go under to there. Is that right? And then it goes over there. And then it goes under there. And this time I'm going to do the full 3 under, all the way down, and see if that makes a difference. Again, I'm learning as I'm going. And you know, it's one of those things where if you don't experiment, you don't find out new things. I mean, it's new to me. I mean, I'm sure there are other far more expert weavers out there who are watching what I'm doing, if they're watching, and laughing long and loud. But you know, I am learning. That's what this is all about. So I'm going to do the same again, but this time these 2 out on the outer edge are going to be normal as in, you know, tabby weave. And then let me have a look. So it's going to be those 3. So through there, put those 3 over, and then nope, one under, 3 over, 1 under. And I sound a bit of a crazy person because I'm talking to myself as I'm doing this, but you know, got to talk to somebody about it. Anyway, so do a quick twizzle on that one, and then pull that through. It's not clear, the picture, is it? But I'm thinking that if I had more contrasting coloured yarn, it would make a lot more sense. So yeah. So that was 1, 2, this is the 3rd one. So to there, and then those 3 go under, 1 over. Yeah, I'm going to be returning to the Goldwork tomorrow, because I do find it a little bit daunting, and that it's one of those things where I have to have a bit of a run up so I can get it done. But I am getting it done off screen, and I'll be having a whole day of catching up on it tomorrow, which is going to be the Monday, so then I can get started on the next bit on the Tuesday. It's I'm trying to be, as I said before, I'm trying to be a bit more organised, a bit more sorted with my schedule now, just so I can plan things a little bit better. Right, so this is the centre one, so I'm going to leave that there, and I've got this wool here, so I'm going to snip that there. Well, actually, no, I'm going to put myself a little knot in there, I think, because then otherwise I'm going to lose the ends. Let's have a look. Do myself a nice long tail here so I can wind it in. So if I come around here and put myself a knot in there, that way I can tie it up, if I can get that back out of there again. Come on. Nope, it's got itself tangled up, so that's fine. I will come back in there again. Oops-a-daisy. more finger and thumbs. It's because I'm working on a Sunday and my body's going, no, Sunday's a day off, isn't it? But no, there's still stuff to do on a Sunday. There we go, and then just do a knot there. That should hold it for now. I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then come back with this over here. Do myself a little slip knot. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, I do find the Goldwork a little bit daunting, but I am also very much enjoying it. So it's one of those things where you want to dive headfirst into it, but at the same time, it's something that I want to get right, because it's not something I'm going to be doing very often. I want the one time I do it to work. So I think I might be tying myself up in knots there, which is kind of, you know, not much different from me tying myself up in knots with my threading. And then that's over, under there. My gosh. Over, under there. There we go, and I am getting there slowly. I don't think this pattern is as visible as I would like it to be, but it's still, you know, a step on the way, isn't it? But there we go. Didn't twist that one at all, which is not what I want to do, so I need to twist it a little bit. Let's get that twist going through, just a touch. There we go. Even without the patterning from the stitching itself, the actual shape from these two contrasting colours is working quite nicely, I think. And yes, I am back on my lap doing this weaving, because my back is not enjoying the cold weather we're getting at the moment. It is very cold weather. We had the schools, well, Squinks' school at least, shut down on Friday, and this morning we went out to get our normal grocery shop, and it was yeah, the roads were not good, not least because we've got lots of drivers out there who think that if it's icy weather, then it's just a challenge for them to see if they can clear other people off the road, let alone us themselves. It's a bit treacherous, as I say. Right, so this one comes under here, and then we're going to go back doing the opposite of what we did earlier. So 3 in the centre and 3 here. So for the first 4, we're going in for the normal tabby weave, and then we've got, oopsie daisy, 3 over, 1 under. Is that right? No, it's 3 under. Oopsie daisy. 3 under, 1 over, 3 under, 1 over. Excuse my tummy making funny noises. 3 under, 1 over, and adding a little bit of twist as I go. And then these 3 for a normal. There we go. And pull that a little bit tighter. There we are. And obviously, when it comes to the end of the video, I'll do a photograph of this so you can see how it turns out. Because I'm putting it quite tight, it is going to shrink a little bit, and then it will lose its shape a little bit. So that was the first one, and then do the normal ones, adding a little bit of twist. 3 over, 1 under. 3 over, 1 under, 3 over, and then these ones again are normal weave. Yeah, I am very much looking forward to this. I'm hoping I can get this done and finished and put together before all the wintry weather goes, because it'd be nice to have a scarf I can wear out. I have this terrible bad habit of not wearing scarves and not wearing gloves and things. I do like to have my hands free, but I do get very, very cold on my hands. Should really look after myself a bit better, I suppose, but that's just personal preferences at the end of the day. So 3 under. Yeah. And yeah, we're sort of trying to work out things we're going to be doing this year. I definitely want to have a go at some crochet at some point. So, you know, if you want to keep reminding me over the next 3 months to start crocheting, then maybe I will. Again, I am probably letting myself get a little bit daunted by it, because that's what I do. I do get very nervous about starting new things, especially if I think I'm going to make a fool of myself with them sometimes. But yeah, at the same time, if I'm doing something like this where I'm experimenting and it is literally an experiment, then I don't mind so much. It's weird, isn't it? Everybody's got their own little hang-ups, but mine is not getting things right in some ways, I suppose. So that was 3. So 3 over 3 under, 3 over 3 under there. So then it's a normal row of weaving, like so. And yeah, but with the gold work, it is something that I have a huge amount of respect for people if they're doing their doing a gold work project, because it is so immensely fiddly, and I just you know, if that is your particular area of expertise, just endless respect for you, because it must take so much to get good at something that is so specialized. But then, you know, that's you know what people want to do, isn't it? They want to find certain things that really consume them, I suppose. They really sort of take over their lives in many ways. It's to a lesser extent I get that, because when I'm not filming, I quite often wind up thinking about filming, thinking about what I'm going to be making and things, and it does take up all of your time, because I do love crafting, but then, you know, I'm not as specialised as somebody who would do gold work, because somebody doing gold work almost definitely has all of their time taken up with it, and you know, a lot of their thought process is taken up with it as well, because that's just the nature of it. If you fall in love with a particular craft, it does tend to take over. I love crafting, but at the same time I'm also aware that I am a bit of a general crafter, not a specific crafter. I do love embroidery and fabric work and garment making and weaving and so on and so forth, but I also enjoy making art, drawing patterns, making designs. It's no negativity towards anybody else, and there's no negativity towards myself. It's just I am so very, very used to chopping and changing and finding new things, and you know, I'm never going to be an expert at one particular craft, but I'm going to know enough about as many of them as possible that I can, you know, not talk knowledgeably, but I can know what I'm talking about in some cases. I don't know, I may be burbling. I may be burbling because I'm focusing on this as well, so anyway, yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things. I suppose if I did pick one craft to do, I would, you know, spend all my time working on it and getting better at it, and to a degree I have. I've gotten much better at embroidery and fabric crafts But at the same time, I am very aware that I am not an expert in particular fabric crafts, because that's just not me. Did I go wrong there? I did go wrong there. I went the wrong way. I was too busy talking to you guys, which is a terrible thing to do, especially if you're a YouTuber, eh? So that one's under, so these ones have to be over, so that one's got to be under and over. There we go. I got there in the end. I mean, there are, if I won £1 million tomorrow, it's what people say, don't they? If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would definitely want to have a craft room with lots of new bits and pieces of equipment, but at the same time, I want things that I will actually enjoy doing. So even though it's a teeny tiny homey type craft, doing pin weaving is great fun for me, because I can see the patterns coming together, and I would almost definitely wind up still doing mostly pin weaving and embroidery and research into white works, research into all these other bits and pieces, even if I, won the lottery and didn't have to work for the rest of my life. But that's the dream, isn't it? It's doing what you love for the rest of your life, and it doesn't feel like work, does it? Apparently. I'd like to have the chance to find out, I think. But one day it'll all happen. I'm not saying I'm going to win the lottery, because I don't really play it. I very, very occasionally play it over Christmas and things like that, but I don't play it generally, because what's the point? Anyway, I like how that's looking, even though the pattern, the weaving that I've done hasn't really shown itself up. I think that looks pretty good. However, I'm fully aware that it's going to go and shrink in once I start going around the outside. So I've got a little bit of this left. I don't think I've got enough to go around the outside completely. I might just do like a back stitch on it, but I'm going to go around with this using a oh gosh, what's the word? A chain stitch type thing first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into there, bring you through. Can't do that because it's not the right kind of thing. Okay, I'm going to go into the, oopsie daisy, into there, bring you through, go into, oopsie daisy, there, bring you through, and then do the same on this side as well. So go into there, bring it through, and then I can tie it off there, and then I can do my usual sort of chain stitch closure all around the outside of this. And yeah, same as usual, keep your eye out for the end of the video, where hopefully you'll see this finished and in its full glory, but we shall see. I was going to say, if I won the lottery, one of the things I would do is employ somebody to edit for me, because I really don't like doing the editing of these things. It's one of the reasons why I've decided to go for more, so that's, oopsie daisy, that's one, oopsie daisy, 2, 3, and 4, and a bit. There we go. I always do a bit extra because then I can cover it up, and all the little bits of fluff that I have left over I turn into orc balls, as you saw before. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish that off screen and do my usual thing of turning the edges into chain stitches, and I'll do the same with this one on the other side, but I'll do that with a needle this time rather than using my hook, because it's literally, that's all I've got left of that one. We'll see though. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think of that down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of my Goldwork project so far. down in the comments. And yeah, I'll be continuing with that, with the Goldwork project on, I'll be doing some more tomorrow, and I'll be doing some on Tuesday for you to see on Friday. I'm still getting my head around this new schedule that I've got together, but yeah, I'm trying to give myself more crafting time, more planning time, and more chilling out time. But anyway, let me know what you think of that down in the comments below. Let me know what other kinds of patterns you think I should have a go at. I am making this one up as I go along, but I think it looks pretty good, and I am using this as another learning opportunity. So let me know what other crafts you think I should have a go at down in the comments. Also, let me know of any craft events I should go to in the UK, because I am still looking for things to do. I've got a few ideas, and let me know what kind of thing you want me to do. Do you want me to do like vlogging where I just film as I go around, or do you want me to just show you snippets like I've seen other people do? I don't want to, you know, start filming stuff that you guys aren't going to appreciate. I don't know. And yeah, whilst you're down there, leaving whatever comments you want to in the comments, please remember to like and subscribe and all those lovely little things that help a tiny channel like mine to grow. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much again, and bye bye.